Today we are back here on some more Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and as you guys know, as you go through the prestiges on this game, you actually do get rewards for each prestige, and today we did hit prestige 8, and of course in prestige 8 you get the infamous VMP SMG. It says channel the essence of the VMP from Call of Duty Black Ops 3 with the VMP Elite. Blueprint says a sleek and tactical design that embodies the weapon's iconic status. And if you guys didn't know, there was an actual bug on this weapon to where you couldn't take off the sight, and if you did, you didn't get the actual VMP full effect in terms of the iron sight, but it did fix that a couple updates ago, and as you can see, you have the OG VMP iron sight here. So today we're going to be hopping in a couple games, honestly using the VMP and having a lot of fun with the weapon, having used the VMP since BO3. And today's going to be somewhat of a infamous reminiscing video because honestly, Black Ops 3 was also my first Call of Duty. But before we do hop into actually playing a game with this weapon, don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. Let's hop right into using this VMP. All right, so this is the VMP here in Black Ops 6. I'm very late when it comes to using this thing, but I didn't grind out the prestige just how like everybody else did, so of course I'm going to be late to it. But besides that, we finally hit with it, so that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Oh my gosh, I'm very happy and very excited to actually sit down here and use this VMP because VMP was literally probably like the first SMG I've like ever fell in love with just in Call of Duty in general, because Black Ops 3 actually was my first ever COD like online, I should say, because I played the OG Modern Warfare 3. I think I played Modern Warfare 2, and I definitely played Black Ops 1 as well, but I only played the campaign on those things. Or in Black Ops 1, all I played was like basically custom games and basically just shot around with bots all day. That was literally something that's all I literally did. So I never really had like the online experience whatsoever until I started playing Black Ops 3 on PS4, and once that happened, it was like literally just no looking back for me whatsoever. Like it's just something that I just fell in love with ever since I was just playing that game online. Black Ops 3 was like the perfect COD for it to truly be my first ever COD. It was like the perfect game for that. So that game will always, you know, have a high standard in my head just because basically, like I said, it's my first ever COD. So that was the game that basically made me fall in love with Call of Duty just in general. And then them just bringing the VMP back in this game basically just brought back, you know, just all that old vibes and just that old feeling on that game. Like I literally remember me being on that game and just searching up YouTube videos on like how to literally get better at Black Ops 3 or just Call of Duty in general, I should say. I remember me looking up videos on how to literally just get better at that game and simply just how to control recoil. Like I literally looked up videos on like how to control recoil just in Call of Duty or Black Ops 3 at that time, and I always had a video basically of the VMP like being an absolute laser gun in that game for some odd reason. And every time I like, you know, went back on the game and actually play it and see if, you know, the tricks that they gave me actually work, which it never did work, but I'd always look up just tutorials on how to actually be good at the game. Like that's how like dedicated I was, just from the rip. I actually just wanted to be good, especially watching like YouTubers and stuff like that. You know, you basically just want to mimic what they do for yourself and just, you know, have fun on the game like how they do. But that's literally what I was doing from the jump, literally searching up videos on how to be better. And then on that game, the zombies experience was basically kind of like my first zombies experience, was the absolute best thing in the entire world, because if you know Black Ops 3 zombies is basically the greatest zombies of literally all time. Just between Shadows of Evil, you had the Rising Drac with the bow, you had so many iconic maps on that game, and that was like one of the games also once again that basically helped me like fall in love with zombies. Like it was just absolute perfect. That game was like just cinema. It was like the perfect game for me to start my Call of Duty, I guess, career off with, because it was just absolutely something that was perfect. DLC guns and supply drops, which of course I never got DLC guns in terms of like paying for them, because at that time I basically had no money to even put into supply drops, because I think I was in high school, or I was in like 8th grade, which is basically like middle school, but I wasn't buying supply drops at all. So I basically had to do the free in-game events in that game. But like, they had their whole thing where you got like a free gun, you got like a free melee weapon, and you got a free there was something else too that was free in terms of that whole thing. Is basically called the Weapon Bride, and the Weapon Bride was like the literal only way I ever got weapons in that game for like a guaranteed fact, because between, you know, grinding crypto tokens, whatever they call crypto coins, whatever they actually called in that game, I forgot what they were called, but between grinding that, then between actually buying them, that just was never going to happen for me. So basically I'm very happy just to simply hop on here and use the VMP, even though it kind of did take a while. Like I said, the VMP was like the first SMG I literally fell in love with, so I'm very happy to actually sit on here and actually use a VMP, but like in a more modern Call of Duty, I guess. And for the simple fact that my first Call of Duty actually was a jetpack game, and like probably the best jetpack game and the prime jetpack game in Call of Duty. It was literally the perfect COD to actually just fall in love with for the first time. All right, so we're back here. I literally played a whole other game on, I think it was called like Derlick, whatever, with that like whole train system and all that crap. Basically played the whole game. I yapped. I even dropped a nuke on there. I looked at my screen, and of course, guess what? Of course, I'm simply just not recording. That generally did just piss me off so much to the point where I don't even want to say everything all over again. But we have the VMP back here. We're definitely did throw on the dark matter because we got the dark matter vibes on this game, and also it's basically the vibes from Black Ops 3 as well, because Black Ops 3 did have dark matter, and I'm pretty sure that was the first COD to introduce dark matter as a whole. I'm like 99.9% sure it is, but of course don't 100% quote me on that one because I really, you know, can't even sit here and back that up with any sort of evidence or just any sort of information. But during that game I really didn't even camo grind whatsoever. I just saw my camo grind until Black Ops 4. That's when I got my first ever mastery camo in Call of Duty. But in BO3, I didn't camo grind whatsoever. Like I had a couple guns that were gold in that game, but never had like a diamond camo. I never had like a dark matter gun. I never had any of that sort of stuff whatsoever in that Call of Duty. But of course, like I said, I had gold because just playing the game, you tend to just learn and see like you just unlock challenges either just naturally or just on purpose by just playing the game over and over and, you know, trying to be good on that game or just good at Call of Duty just in general. So basically, I was just using only ARs and SMGs throughout that entire time because, you know, basically look up videos and they say that's the best guns to use in the game. So that's literally all I ever used throughout Black Ops 3 whatsoever. So I figured why not put on the dark matter on his weapon just to give us, you know, just the OG Black Ops 3 vibe. It's just, you know, 100% just simply just perfect them. Oh my god, I get waxed, little bro. But yesterday they did announce the roadmap for season 2 for Black Ops 6, and I simply did make a video on it just for the simple fact that I didn't kind of care because like the main 2 guns that I guess like saw was the only 2 that I actually sat here and cared about. So obviously we're getting the PPSH that was officially confirmed, and it is also getting the PPSH name as well. It's called the PPSH 41. That is something that you do unlock throughout the battle pass. We're also getting an assault rifle called the Cypher 091. That's also another gun that you do unlock throughout the battle pass. We're also getting a LMG called the Fang 82, which is also another weapon coming out of the battle pass, even though it kind of looks like the Galil, if I be complete honest with you, but I already know it's not really going to be like an AR-esque sort of LMG. It'll be more obviously of an LMG because it'll have that horrible mobility to it. But we're also getting a TR2 marksman rifle, which is also in the event tab as well for some odd reason. I think that is what we thought was going to be the FAL from the OG Call of Duties. It looks like the FAL, but I don't think it actually is going to have, I guess, like the perks or the fire rate of the FAL because it's in the marksman rifle category. So we'll have to see what that gun is like when we simply just test it out when season 2 does drop next week, Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it is, whatever the 28th actually is. And I am very much happy that they give the PPSH its actual name because that's the only thing I really care about. The PPSH, I said it before, is my favorite SMG literally of all time. And of course, the PPSH was also in Black Ops 3 as well. So it literally is just perfect. That also was my first game of I ever used a PPSH ever. So it all just, you know, simply worked out to me, just fall in love with that gun and then fall in love with the game. It was all just, you know, one whole perfect motion of my whole Call of Duty cycle to simply just begin. Don't pop me, please. And we're also getting 5 new maps as well. We're getting a new map called Bounty, which is 6v6. We're getting a new map called Dealership, which is also 6v6. Also getting a new map called Lifeline. It's a 6v6 map and it's also a 2v2 map, so it's basically a diverse map. And then in season, most likely with season 2 reloaded, we'll get a new map called Bullet, which is basically a 6v6 map and a 2v2 map, and another map called Grind, which is basically Grind is a OG map, I think from Black Ops 2. I want to say they should have started off the season with that map, to be completely honest with you, but I guess they figured they just gave it to us in season so we had something to come back to. But Grind was in, I think, Black Ops 2, I'm pretty sure, and then it also was brought back in Black Ops 4. And I vividly remember playing Grind in BO4, so I have a little, you know, Grind experience in my bag when it comes to Call of Duty. So that'd be very fun to actually sit there and actually play on that map. Then there's one more thing on this list I want to talk about, which completely just caught my eye, and I know it's going to be absolutely perfect. And it's going to be the new War Machine kill streak or score streak, whatever you want to call it, in this game. They're bringing back War Machine. Last time you had War Machine was in Cold War, and oh my god, it was absolutely just that right there. Basically gave you the easiest and the freest nukes ever because it was just so broken. Like whenever you back out a War Machine, that was like a guaranteed nuke right there. I swear to god, doing that thing was just so unstoppable. I don't know why it was so broken, but it was just the best streak ever. So kind of hoping and praying that it is like the same way from that game in terms of like the brokenness of it, because the hand cannon in this game is pretty much like the hand cannon in Cold War as well, to where they're both broken, but this game has its own little aesthetic to it, to where it looks very completely just different and just weird. But kind of hoping the War Machine just has like a new look, but it still has that same effect that it had in Cold War, because if it does, it'll be absolutely just it'll be like the best thing in the entire world, and it'll literally just make getting nukes 18 times easier. I swear to god. We're also getting 2 new perks in the game. It's a perk called Slipstream, which has to do with the mobility, I'm going to assume, and they're also getting a new perk called Hunter's Instinct, which looks kind of weird because it doesn't have like a perk like symbol. It's like a picture of a dude like just sliding, so it looks very, very weird what that thing looks like. So I guess we'll just see what those are if they actually do come into the game. And also we're getting new operating mods as well, or conversion kits, whatever you want to call it. We're getting a new mod called the crossbow, which is also basically an attachment to a gun. We're also getting a fully auto mod attachment that'll come with most likely season 2 reloaded. We're getting a binary trigger, which also comes with in season for season 2 reloaded. And then we're also getting a belt feed attachment as well, which also does come in season. I don't know why we're getting a full auto mod. I don't know what gun that'll actually be on to where you can make it full auto, but that'll somewhat be very, very interesting, I'll be honest with you. But that's pretty much what it is for season 2. All right, so that's enough Black Ops 6 for me today here. Basically just hopped on here, had some fun with the VMP, because the VMP is literally just one of the greatest things ever. This is how it does look without a camo, literally the iconic look as well. And the fact that they did fix the iron sight on this weapon made it 10 times better, and I'm happy that I actually did wait, so I didn't have to just come back and revisit the gun later on. But if you did enjoy today's video, feel free to drop a like in the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. I'll see you guys in the next one.